No one has ever survived alone on Mars for more than 7 days, but this man was trapped on the lifeless planet and managed to survive there for an entire month. All of his teammates believed that he was already dead. The man was hit by debris from a communication tower. With the massive storm around him, there was no way he could survive. To protect the other astronauts, the captain ordered everyone to launch the rocket and leave Mars immediately. From that moment on, they completely lost contact with him, but no one expected that the short-haired man would survive the storm. After calculating his supplies, he realized that if he saved food carefully, he could survive on Mars for about 400 more days. But after that, he would eventually starve to death. The man decided to do something impossible. He planned to grow enough food on Mars to last himself for 3 years. First, he sealed the entire laboratory with plastic sheets. Then he collected Martian soil and spread it across the floor. Like a farmer, he dug rows into the ground and prepared the area for planting. Next, he opened the packages of waste left behind by his teammates. He carefully cut them open and poured everything into containers. The terrible smell almost made him throw up. After that, he buried the waste under the soil and cut potatoes in half, planting them above the fertilizer. This allowed the potatoes to absorb enough nutrients, but the most important step was still ahead, because without enough water, the plants could never survive. He knew that burning hydrogen with oxygen could create water, so he extracted hundreds of liters of rocket fuel from the spacecraft. His plan was to separate hydrogen with a catalyst and then burn it to produce water. After careful preparation, the experiment finally reached its final stage, but unexpectedly, the moment the flame ignited, the equipment exploded. The man almost lost his life. Only then did he realize that human breath contains more than carbon dioxide. It also contains oxygen. He had forgotten to calculate the amount of oxygen in his own breath. After modifying the experiment, the man put on a protective suit and carefully lit the flame again. This time, the experiment finally succeeded. Water slowly began forming from the burning process. By the 54th day, the man finally saw hope. A green plant broke through the soil, bringing the first sign of life on Mars. As time passed, the harvest season finally arrived. Seeing the food he grew successfully, the man was extremely excited. With a stable food supply, he began making a bigger plan. The next human mission to Mars would land 3,200 kilometers away from his base. That meant he needed to plan his journey immediately, so he had to prepare enough food and solar panels for charging. He also had to spend more than 50 days living inside the rover before reaching the destination. At the same time, he had to survive the freezing nights on Mars. For any ordinary person, this mission would be impossible, but the man refused to die alone on Mars. Meanwhile, at the Space Center on Earth, a staff member accidentally checked the Martian surface through a satellite. Then he discovered a rover slowly moving across Mars. Unable to believe what he saw, he immediately called his supervisor. Soon, everyone realized the truth. The man was not dead. He had been surviving alone on Mars this entire time. The shocking news quickly spread worldwide. Scientists on Earth immediately began planning a rescue. They tried desperately to contact him, but all communication signals were currently lost, and his teammates were still returning to Earth. So how would they create a plan to rescue the man stranded on Mars?